Hello guys and girls, welcome to the second video of Fun HTML with an on art. In this video, I'll be explaining about some basic concepts of HTML and I'll cover these following topics. So let's get started with the basic structure. The basic structure of HTML and how to we use it. I'll be using Sublime Text. Let's open Sublime Text and create a new file and save it as let's say basics.html. Next step is how can we get this basic structure. If you want, you can decide this or in Sublime Text you can type HTML and then press tab button. It will generate the basic structure of our HTML code. It will be better if you remember this because we'll be using it a lot of time. Now next thing what I want you to notice is this text here. As you can see that all of these texts are placed inside these angular brackets. So what are these? These are called HTML tags. HTML tags are building blocks of HTML. What does that mean is that these are those things which instruct browser on how to show something. So you must understand this basic concept of HTML tag. The next thing is I want you to remember one thing, that whatever we want to show in the browser is placed inside this body tag. This is called body of page or our HTML, and we place everything that we need to show to the user inside it. And another thing to understand is types of HTML tag. There are two types of HTML tags. The key difference you can see here that the pair tag has closing tag and opening tag. What does that mean is, as you can see that this body has one tag here and another tag here. The only difference between them is this slash. So this is called opening tag and this one is called closing tag. So let's get started by writing some other tag called paragraph tag. I'll write here I am paragraph, and let's see how it is shown in our browser. I'll just open it in my browser. You can see here the only thing that we see is the I am paragraph, but we have lots of text here. So you can see that these HTML tags are not shown in our browser. So next thing we can learn from here is called content, which I place here. These are contents which are actually shown to the browser. Everything that is inside these tags are called content. Our content can be text, images, or another tag with more content. For example, we can have another paragraph here called second paragraph, which is also content. Let's see what happens. You can see that only contents are displayed in our browser. Okay, now next thing I want you to understand is attributes and values. Attributes and values are very important for styling and providing extra property to our browser, HTML code. So what can we do is, for example, I want to change background of this body, so I can put this as like this. So it's already white. Let's say this color. I'm putting this. You can see that. Okay, let's put it green and type here something like this. Oh, I'm sorry, this property is from CSS. We can put here BG color because it is HTML attribute. You can see that our page is now in green color. This is called attributes. This is a property that defines background color of the HTML page. And here is the value. This is called value, which tells this attribute should have this value. For example, if I change it to pink, it will be seen in pink color. Similarly, there are lots of other attributes that we need to understand, and we will be doing it in next video so that it will be easier for you. And something what I want you to understand for HTML attribute and value is that the attribute is written and then there should be a is equal to sign, and the value must be written inside this double quote. You can see that this value is inside double quote. Now let's change it to like red, and we can see that it will be in red color. Okay, but these HTML properties are generally not used because we'll be using CSS tag, but there are some other HTML properties that we need to understand. Okay, now let's get started with HTML element. What are HTML elements? Actually, HTML elements are rendered HTML tag. What does that mean is, for example, let me write here again. I am a paragraph, and you can see that I have starting p tag, a closing p tag, and content here, but no attributes. Now, if I see it in my browser and right click it, then click inspect element, what I can see is my HTML code with this kind of structure. This render HTML element with browser stores in memory is called HTML element, and HTML tag that is rendered here. You can see that it has taken some width, and we'll be talking about these stuffs later in my other videos. So what I want to what I want you to understand is that HTML element are nothing but rendered HTML tag. So if I add another tag here like hello, and let's see what happens. I can see another tag here in this inside this body. There are some other stuff like, let's write here something like spawn and close it. You can see that now p has spawn inside it. So what it gives us is another concept of parent-child relationship. You can see that this p has content spawn element, means the p can, if I delete this p, it will be deleted or something like that, because the p is parent of this spawn element here. What does that mean? Anything that is content inside another HTML element is child element. Similarly, we can call it this spawn as sibling element because they are both child of body. So make sure that you understand this, otherwise it might be problem during our coding time when we convert some designs into HTML. And if you understand this easily, it will be very easy to convert our design into HTML code. Okay, the next thing to understand is block and inline element. This is another important concept for converting our designs or understanding some concept of HTML. As you can see that, let me write some another content here. I'll copy paste it and write hello world. Here you can see that this hello and world are in two different lines, but when I load it in my browser, it is seen in same line. How does this happen is, it is the concept of inline and block element. The spawn element is an inline element. What does that mean is, it will take only the area that is required and not take any new lines after it. But in this p tag, you can see that it only requires this much of area to fit the content, but it is taking line breaks on both of its ends. So make sure that you understand what does this inline and block means. So next, there are lots of inline and block elements, and one of the most used block elements is div, and one of the most used inline element is spawn. So make sure that you remember these two tags so that it will be easier for us to convert our designs later in other videos. I think this much will be enough for you to understand the basic concept of HTML. So make sure that you understand basic structure, HTML tag, attributes and values, HTML element, block and inline element, content, and parent-child relationship. And if you have any confusion, you can go through my blog where I have explained about these stuff here. So if you want a quick glance, then here is some points to remember things to continue with understanding HTML. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. In next video, I'll be talking about some basic HTML tag we must remember to convert our designs to work with HTML.